Welcome to my garage. I brought my good friend here, Torrin Atkinson, in because he wrote a great blog post about how to be better at doing voices as a dungeon master in tabletop role-playing games.
Yes, I saw on the old internet, on various Facebook threads and websites and stuff, dungeon masters say they're not confident enough to do voices. They feel they don't have the skills, the talents. They don't even try because they can't do the accents. They can't do the impressions of the characters. I'm not a professional voice actor. Well, I am a professional voice actor. You can tell by my stuttering. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need to be a professional voice actor to do great voices, memorable, immersive character voices for your non-player characters as a dungeon master.
So when I have tried to up my voice acting game in D&D, I've gone and looked up accents. And I mean, I run Curse of Strahd for a lot of my friends. So, I'm like on the internet. I found a great 3-minute video on how to do a Romany accent. There's 6 things to focus on. And I had notes and I maybe did 2 of them and they loved it, but it was nowhere near success. And it was quite a bit of work and more challenging than I expected.
If you're willing to put in the work and really perfect that accent, then more power to you. But I feel like today we're going to be talking about the easy thing that anyone can do. Low key, low energy, not stressful. If you've got a voice, you can do these things.
Yeah, that's actually, you were sharing with me some of the things you're going to talk about in a bit. And it's really exciting because, that is way easier than having a list of 5, how you pronounce your THs and your vowels. And this is really exciting. So, let's get this party started.
Let's do it.
Let's get this starty parted. What's the first magic secret you're going to teach us?
The first magic secret is volume. So if you can whisper, there's voice number 1. I'm just whispering. This is my regular voice, but I'm whispering. Now, if you want your players, if you at the back to hear, you might have to stage whisper. It's just whispering a little louder. You're still whispering. This could be a character. It's the whispery guy.
Why would you whisper? What kind of whispery guy would you see?
He could be anything. He could be a pirate. I'm the whispering pirate.
Oh, maybe his throat was cut.
Maybe his throat was cut. Maybe he's the guy in the alleyway, and he always talks like this. He spends so much time in the alley that he's just the whispering guy.
Or he's in a punk band on the side of being a pirate, and he's just his throat's really blown out.
And he could even be I'm the guy. I have so many things to tell you. I'm very enthusiastic about all the things I have to tell you, but I just have to tell you very quietly. So you can play around with the enthusiasm level, or he could just be the shell-shocked veteran who's just he doesn't like loud noises. Don't stop speaking so loudly. Maybe he had a hangover. He's got a hangover. He's like, oh guys, okay, I understand where you're coming from, and you got the quest, but just let's take it easy here. So that's one side of the coin,
right?
And then you could have also, hey. You could have the loud talker, the guy that has no inside voice. He just talks like this all the time. I'm Mike Lindell, the pillow guy. Everything I say, everyone needs to hear all the time. And it's just the way I talk. I may have things to say, I may not, but if I do, you better believe it, I'm going to be shouting them.
Excellent. That could be the incompetent army captain.
Exactly. He just talks everything. You have to go to the bathroom. You go to the bathroom, boy.
All right. I love it. So those are really easy voices, is the whisper and loud.
Super simple.
All right. What do you got? What else do you got for us?
All right. We're moving on to the next section.
I guess this is voice 3, section 2.
Yes, that's right. We can talk about enunciating and diction. You want to portray an elite noble of some kind, so you would just say everything very clearly, very precise. Maybe you're a professor in a Strixhaven or something like that, and you want to be very clear. You want to be very precise. You can even, if you're a noble, you can look down your nose. Yes, you've entered my castle. That's fine. You're welcome here. But don't think that you're an equal, because you are not. I am the person who has all of the power in this situation.
So what you're saying is that I should have spoken like this when I've welcomed you to my Dungeons and Dragons arena.
Exactly.
And maybe looked back like this.
That's right.
Yes.
And think about Alan Rickman. You don't have to do an Alan Rickman, but think about the way he speaks. He speaks very calmly and very Precisely,
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Thespian.
Yes, thespian. So that's again, you're not doing a voice per se. You're just being yourself, but you're speaking in a very certain rhythm, I guess you would say.
I love it.
Now the opposite of that, obviously, is going to be the slur. You just all the words kind of roll together, and maybe some people don't understand what you're saying, but that's part of the character.
This is also a very good character to show up at the end of a session if you drink while you play D&D with your friends.
You're already halfway
happens.
into character. That's right. And you can inject some fucking stupid bullshit stuff. I don't talk properly. I'm just the guy who's fucking fuck off. I don't want to talk to you.
So what you're
I don't need clues for your fucking quest.
I don't want to be here. I don't know what I'm doing. And you don't really know. I got it. It's pretty.
Exactly. We're going into the gruff, growly voice, but again, you're gonna do this on your regular voice. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do any special thing. You just not talking properly.
I love it. Yeah. That's even better. Excellent.
Next, we can talk about the next item on the list is talking about cadence. Maybe you want to talk very fast. Maybe you got a fast-talking guy. Think about Mink from that movie, the Miller's Crossing movie. You remember the guy? He came up in the lobby and he was talking to the guy, and he's maybe he was here, maybe he wasn't here. I don't know. Maybe you got something. Maybe I got some clues for you. Maybe I don't. Well, we can talk about it. And now that's obviously something that you want to manage, because you don't want to be you don't want to exhaust yourself. But that's if you got a character who's just showing up for a scene, then maybe that's your guy there.
That's probably what you want to do when you've got the Coca-Cola busted out, or the caffeinated beverage, the energy drinks. Maybe slam a Monster and a Monster Energy, and then that's your dude.
Yeah, exactly. You're you're on cocaine. And think about also like Boomhauer. He's kind of like he has that fast talking voice, and he also doesn't make any sense. So he's kind of like a cross between the two voices that we just did. And maybe he's like, oh yeah, and I have some information for you, but let's talk let's go somewhere. Let's find somewhere else we can go. And he's very skittish, and he's just uncertain, and he's he's nervous. He's a nervous guy. Why wouldn't I be nervous in this situation? Everyone would be nervous.
People are getting killed left and right. You never know.
That's
I mean,
right.
there's Drow over there. I saw Drider. This guy with spider legs. It's pretty scary stuff.
It's a dangerous time. You got to take precautions. So there's a
fast cadence, but then of course inversely,
you could have the slow cadence, and this doesn't necessarily have to be the same kind of enunciation you would have from your noble. You're just drawing everything out. You think about like Jack Nicholson. You could even go more monotone. You could be like Ben Stein from the Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Bueller.
But now this is definitely one of those voices that you might want to use sparingly.
I feel like not necessarily, because it doesn't take much energy. You're just talking. It doesn't matter. You can think about the things you're gonna say 3 sentences ahead, because your cadence is very slow,
and that would probably stop the party from talking to you a lot, which really lessens the amount of energy.
It could certainly, if you want to slow down the game, there's a good way to slow down the game. Just slow down your characters, and maybe your players will want to get things moving, and maybe that's you use these things strategically.
What do you got for me?
All right. The next one is just breathing.
A pooping voice.
A pooping voice. A constipated pooping voice.
Oh, I love a pooping voice.
You're just not breathing. And again, this is something that you have to manage.
Yeah.
You don't want to. This is just my voice, but I'm just like holding all the air inside of me.
I love it.
And
that's amazing.
It's the constipated guy.
Yeah.
If you can just talk by just holding everything inside, that's a voice. And these are and this might be a good time to talk about the don'ts.
Right. But now hold on. Is there an inverse to the constipated voice? I don't think there is.
Maybe just the regular voice. I mean,
this is really
so relaxed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just released everything. I've got so much energy and pizzazz.
Like a pound later.
Oh, it's amazing.
Look, I can jump higher. Yeah.
Exactly. And so some of these voices, as we were saying, you want to manage it. You want to. You don't want to hurt yourself, and you don't want to wear your welcome. Some of these, like, not necessarily like some of the voices we haven't talked about, would be like. if you want to, I'm Starscream. I always talk like this.
Yeah.
But that's some of these voices you would want to put into a character that is only going to be like showing up once in a while. You don't want to be the guy that's hauling all the loot. What do you call that?
The lackey or the
hireling,
NPC. Yeah.
that's always with the group and offering prophetic wisdom. You don't want that guy to be a voice that's going to hurt yourself or is going to make the characters hate him and not want him to be around.
I really like the veteran whisper, like, because that's great, because that's a perfect, like, minimal energy, won't annoy the party, can throw down some
and
sage
then maybe
wisdom.
they'll start like leaning in to get the
story
clues.
time with Uncle Veteran.
Exactly. We could talk about stereotypes. Stereotypes can be very useful. You can lean into them. You got your pirate who sounds like a pirate. You got your noble who sounds like a noble. Or you can go inverse and subvert expectations, as they say. So maybe you go into the tailor shop. I'm the tailor. I've got what you need. And he's a level 15 pirate. Everyone says I used to be a pirate. I was never a pirate. I don't know anything about the seas. I've never been out to sea. I'm just a tailor. That's kind of like, think about all of your characters you're going to do and think about what would be the most obvious and then what would be the opposite of that. And that's kind of a way to make more memorable characters that your players will enjoy and might want to hear more of.
Makes them an interesting one.
Exactly.
Now you had some don'ts, I believe.
We already did the don'ts.
Oh, we did the don'ts? We did the
don'ts. The don'ts. Well, I mean, there's always more don'ts. There's racial stereotypes, which you probably want to avoid.
Yeah.
Anything that's punching down,
Yeah, and it just, anything that's derogatory of.
Yeah.
As a Canadian, do us.
Yeah.
Do us.
You can
make
totally
fun.
do.
Yeah,
you
like,
can
we
totally
love
do
it.
Bob and Doug McKenzie, eh?
We love laughing at ourselves.
Sure, come on into the tavern, pick up a chair, make yourself at home, man. Grab
some
beer.
beers. Yeah. Hey. No, they call it ale here, bro.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. No, as a Canadian, I give you full permission to make fun of us.
Yeah, because we're at the top of the pyramid, so you'd be punching up, right?
Yeah, we have healthcare.
Another thing that you can do is to play around with your environment. Now, normally you're sitting in a chair, dungeon mastering. You got the dungeon master screen in front of you, and you're at the table with everyone else, and you've got your chair. Well, you could just, I'm the character who was cool.
Now you're in the shadows too, mysterious.
Yeah, that's right. You could also flip the chair around. You can be coach. You can be the coach guy. All right, here's what we're going to do. We got the ranger, we got the wizard, we got the warlock, we got the priest. Here's the plan. And that's just me moving my chair around. And then you can move it back and go on to your regular dungeon mastering schedule. Now, maybe you're a dungeon master who sits down for the entire session. I myself like to stand up at certain times. But if you're the sitty downy guy, then maybe think about, what if suddenly you're the guy with all the power? Yes, you've come into my castle, and you've asked me all these ridiculous questions, but I have only one answer for you, and that is...
I love it. That's fantastic.
So instead of standing up, of course, the opposite to that is kneeling down. Now I'm the guy behind. Now I'm very short. Now I'm a gnome. Oh, yes, hello, welcome. Won't you come in? Join us. And I have many things to share. If you don't want to use the table, you can just, if you got a screen, you can just, hello. I'm acting. Look at me act. I'm acting right now. Another thing I'd like to talk about is props and clothing.
I love props and clothing.
These are things, you can go out and do your full cosplay LARP, but that's all great. But the idea is to do stuff that anyone would have on hand. So, for example, I always have my mug handy, and it's very useful for like, previously on the last time that we went adventuring, the group was at a bridge, and there was trolls, and they killed the trolls, and then the trolls regenerated. So you can do that, or you can do, yes, of course I'm the man-at-arms. Can't you tell by my tremendous helmet that it echoes everything that I say? So that's always good to have if you want to go full Bane. Of course I can do Bane. Everyone can do Bane. It's a very popular character. And again, I'm just the tailor.
So that's the 3 different distinct voices with a mug.
Just from the mug, it's and when you get the mug out, then all the players might know what to expect. Of course, also there's clothing. Everyone has a hoodie. If I planned ahead, I would have my hoodie on, but it's a little bit warm in here. So maybe you're at the monastery, maybe you're at the wizard school, and hi, I'm the wizard. I'm the monk. I'm just average monk. Nothing special about me. Or now there's an air of mystery. I have many secrets to tell you. Yes. And then you could go for the dramatic reveal. Yes, it was me, that other guy that you met from that other time, 7 sessions ago. The players don't remember. So there's something that everyone can have. You could have a pencil, and the pencil becomes a cigarette. Yeah, I know where Dickie Joe is. The question you got to ask yourself is, what's it worth to you? Or you could go, marker. Cigar. Yeah, that's right. You want to come in here? You asking me all these questions? I don't like your attitude. Why don't you hit the road? Make a persuasion roll. That kind of a thing.
That's totally valid.
And of course, if you don't wear glasses, then you can put the glasses on for a character. Or if you just do this. And now I'm the old guy in the inn. Yes, I have rooms. Yes, come in, my friends. Make yourselves comfortable. The specials are here, and that's a way to go. And if you are comfortable with doing you can mix all these. These are all like modular pieces that you can put together and make your own exciting and vivacious characters.
Yeah, you could use the hood with the mug. Hood. You could pull your hood down and reveal you have a helmet on this whole time.
That's right. And you can be the wizard with the old glasses.
Ah, yes.
And the cigarettes and everything like that. Now, also another fun thing to do, and this is a trick that actual voice actors will do in the studio while they're recording, is to actually mess up their face while they're talking. So if you want to have a guy who's just the guy that talks like he's all stuffed up, then you just hold your nose and you talk. Or you can even hold half of your nose.
For 50% of the nose.
Yeah, for the 50% nose guy. Or you could hold your lips. Now, I'm just talking like I normally would talk to you, but obviously there's something going on. Half of my face was melted, or, like Two-Face, or...
it's got a scar.
Or I'm talking about the side of my face, I got a scar. So that's something like that. You can hold your mouth open. Hi, I'm a gnome. Have you ever seen a gnome before?
Or you have tusks.
Yes, I have tusks. I'm the orc. I welcome you into my hut, but you better have gold and perhaps a lady for me. So, another thing that you can do is just to have catchphrases or kind of signature sounds. Think about, and it's not necessarily, like Eat My Shorts or Bart Simpson, but it could be like, I think about Sling Blade, and he would talk like this, and he'd always end his sentences with, yeah, that's love them deep fried taters. So there's like grunting. There's Edward. You think of Edward G. Robinson. See, what do you did I ever tell you my Edward G. Robinson as a baby impression? Wah, see, wah. So it's just simple things like that. Jerry Lewis. Also Professor Frink on The Simpsons, basically the same character with a lot of them. That's all very annoying acting that you can do at the table. But there's Al Pacino, hoo-ah! And these are like, even if you don't know who the character is, if you go hoo-ah, then obviously you've already created a mental picture in the minds of the players.
It's like the city guard who's really excited.
Exactly. Yeah. Jimmy Stewart and Jeff Goldblum kind of have the same Yes, I have things to say, but I very, or even like the other actor who directed Manhattan. It takes
Takes
a
forever to
long
say.
time for say the actual words, the point of the sentences, everything. So he's just like you're just fluttering around all over the place. That's a character.
So I know you advised to get a really good notebook.
Assuming you're playing like in person or even not, you probably already have a binder or a notebook or something that you write down notes in. My super special secret is on the back page of my, whenever, obviously when you're DMing, the character is going to say, I'm going to go to the blacksmith and talk to the blacksmith, and you haven't prepared anything for the blacksmith. But if you've got your notebook, you can just flip to the back page. You've got your list, your repertoire of characters that you've made, and then you just pick your name. You pick your character that you've got written down. Maybe write down the blacksmith beside it, so if they come back to the blacksmith, you can do the same voice, and that's been tremendously helpful for me.
I actually use I play a lot online on Fantasy Grounds, and I use Notion. It's like a note-taking app, and actually the Sly Flourish, the lazy dungeon master, he released like a campaign tracker Notion template. But I'm using that, and I've built in where I'll leave like YouTube videos of characters I'm trying to base my voices off. Right. So there was like a kobold shopkeeper, and I had a video of Gonzo the Great from the Muppets.
Yes,
because it's like and they loved him like immediately, like one of the favorite NPCs because he was nuts.
Yeah, wherever you can keep a list, as long as it's on hand and ready for you to, look at on the fly and figure out what this next character is going to be. And if you are making it up then and there, then just track it on your notebook for next time. Finally, we've talked about all these different techniques and voices that you can do. And maybe somebody out there is thinking these are all well and good, but I just don't feel confident doing, I'm not a performer. I'm the kind of DM who I'm the map and the strategist and all this kind of stuff. And I'm the storyteller without the voices. But like everything else, practice makes perfect. I would, pick one thing that you maybe want to try that out. See how it goes, test the waters, see if people, maybe, if you start doing more voices, maybe your players will start doing more voices. If you want the players to start doing voices, maybe, and that can create a whole more fun, immersive, dynamic group. And, I've been a professional voice actor for literally decades now, and I still get nervous, and I still practice in front of the mirror and try and, if I come up with an idea, I'll just practice in front of the mirror and try to make it as good as I can. And it's never going to be perfect. Don't worry about that. Like we said, the first step to being kind of good at something is sucking at it. So.
Well, and I think you hit on a good point there with like encouraging your players to voice act, because like this is also our karaoke space, and in fact these are heavily modified karaoke mics, and like when we bring people we haven't had over with doing karaoke, there's like 4 or 5 of us, and we have a lot of songs we've done many times. But if there's a new person, we usually do a couple that we're all terrible at or don't know how to do, right. Because it's like, if we see the guy who just sang a song really well then be really terrible at some other song, it's like, okay, it's a safe space. Like if you're willing to be silly and do terrible voices, as long as they're not horribly offensive, then like.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Matt Mercer, everyone loves Matt Mercer in Critical Role. Those are all professional voice actors. Don't try to be, you could try to be Matt Mercer, but be prepared to not be Matt Mercer.
Well, thank you, Torin. I definitely feel like I've leveled up in my voicing for Dungeons and Dragons.
I hope you take at least 3 of the techniques we've talked about today and use them in your next dungeon mastering session.
I want to do the whisper. I want to do the like, even because so many times the players adopt a random shopkeeper NPC who's then thrown in with them.
Right.
And it's like that person would have PTSD and so many problems within exactly. Like the first, like the first 2 times they get killed and brought back by the cleric, they're going to talk like this all the time. Maybe some random pauses.
Dramatic pauses.
And I do like the mug gag for like a dude in plate mail.
Absolutely.
Maybe the city guard will roll up and they'll have
yeah, exactly. You can't understand the thing you're saying. It's like Spaceballs and Dark Helmet.
Yes.
That's kind of a thing. Yeah, so there's lots of techniques. I hope y'alls can use some of them and level up your dungeon mastering experience.
So if people love this video and love you, how do they throw money at you?
They can throw money at me on Patreon. My name is Torrin Atkinson, and you can find me on all the social medias under my name. I'm also an illustrator for Dungeons and Dragons, various games sometimes.
Ooh.
And I'm on the Instagram. You can see my artwork there if you're so inclined.
We've even collaborated a couple times.
It's true. Me and this guy.
Yeah. He's used my photography as some inspo.
That's fucking teamwork.
Teamwork. Well, thank you, Torrin.
Pleasure.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.